Welcome to episode 10 of Games on the Road. Our chrysalis creative endeavors endeavor to share games with you that will travel well anywhere in the galaxy. And today we're going to talk about Marvel Splendor, which any version of Splendor plays the same way. We just like the Marvel theme. But first, let's share some geothermal activity in Yellowstone National Park. Here's the Dragon's Mouth Cave. And finally, we sunset our trip to Yellowstone at Inspiration Point on the Canyon Trail, enjoying its splendor. Speaking of splendor, let's talk about Marvel Splendor. All right, so this is Marvel Splendor in a nutshell. So basically, you're trying to claim all the Infinity Stones and get the gauntlet before anyone else. So the way that works is on your turn, you can choose some of these to pick up. I think there's a limit of 10. Or you can choose to reserve one of these cards, meaning that it's not yours yet. It's just reserved. But when you reserve one, you get a wild shield token that you can use. And then basically what you're trying to do is pay the costs of these different heroes. So Kingpin, or villains, I guess. Heroes or villains. Kingpin would cost this. So you would have to have these tokens. You spend them on your turn, get Kingpin. And now you'll notice that at the top right corner, you always now have an orange. So anything with an orange in its cost, you would pay one less because you have Kingpin who gives you an orange. And as you build up, let's say you get Spider-Ham, and then you get Daredevil. All of a sudden, you now have 3 orange on your turn. You don't need these tokens to spend. And of course, as you buy things or your opponent buys things, these get filled back in with different heroes. To win the game, you have to have 1 card of each color. Not just tokens, but cards of each color, and you have to get a green token, and the only way you can get a green token is by buying from the top row. So you'll notice that this is worth 4 victory points and a green token. And then you also have to get up to 16 victory points before you can claim this. And the first person to get 16 points by the numbers on the cards, a green, and then 1 card of each color can claim this and start the end of the game. Now, if someone else also gets these things by the end of the turn, then it would be whoever has the highest score if they went above 16. And that is Splendor Marvel in a nutshell. All right, let's dive into Games on the Road ratings for Marvel Splendor. For cargo space, I give this a thumbs down. This is a normal size box for a game. You're going to have to make space for this game. Takes up the space of about 5 or 6 of my other games that I brought along with me. However, I did bring it with me, so that says something. I will say that probably has to do a lot with the fact that these are chips that are heavy and don't move around so easily, although there are a lot of cards. If they could think of a way to do tiles and chips, oh my goodness, a Splendor game with tiles and chips would be perfect for on the road. They already have tiles for your bonus places, so yeah. Anyway, I digress. Table space, I give it a thumbs up. Basically, you have a 4x4 grid of cards, some places for your tokens, and then each person needs a little bit of space so that the cards that they claim, they can put together and keep organized. But table space, thumbs up. Time to learn, I give Marvel Splendor a thumbs up. And Marvel Splendor, by the way, is the same game, basically, as any of the other Splendor games. We're just big Marvel fans, so that's why we got the Marvel version. But I would say thumbs up for easy to learn. Setup time, 2 thumbs up. You basically shuffle each deck, put 3 cards out, put out a couple of tiles, put all the Infinity Stone chips out, and you're ready to play. I'm going to give this a maybe on the picnic table. It might be a no if you don't have something to keep these down with. It does come with chips, so you could put a couple, especially if you're playing a 2-player game, you wouldn't have all these chips out anyway, so you could put them to keep things down if you wanted, or use your wild card chips. The problem is if you run out of chips, you can't play the game. So maybe rocks or magnets or something, and this would be a maybe. Replayability, I would say, is a thumbs up. You never know what's going to come up next in the deck. Um, you never know what your opponent's trying to go for. The only thing that I will say about it is that everything is face up. There really are no secret agendas in this game. So it is one of those things that if you're going for something and you see somebody buying the same types of things, they may get there before you, and then it can be a little frustrating. But I do think it's very replayable. And for a two-player game, I give it a thumbs up. I think that it's more fun with more players. However, I think for a two-player game, since you're building your own set of things and you're competing a little bit for the things that you're buying, it really is you're building your own set of infinity stones, trying to get the gauntlet first. And it really is fun for two players. Overall, I would say that Splendor is a thumbs up. I think that it is worth fitting into your space because it is a fun game and it is one of those games that you can pull out, set up, and play very quickly. So consider making space for Marvel Splendor for a game on the road.